a little morning time check here. 4:30 a.m. My alarm just went off, and one of those mornings where I could have slept for another 3 hours, but we don't have that option today. So we're going to go get this long run in. And yeah, you can see I've laid out all my clothes the night before. Let's come around this way. Man, I am completely just so tired right now. I stayed up till 10:30 last night watching the first half of the Chiefs-Ravens. I don't even know who won. Let's give it a check here. I'm gonna guess the Chiefs won. They were rolling. Yeah, 27-20. Shout out to Mahomes and Lamar putting in work. See, I lay out the clothes the night before. This is all our stuff for going to the mountains. This is what I'm gonna have for my breakfast here. And then this is our workout for this morning. I may or may not do it. Let's see what he programmed. I'm just so tired. This is what I'm saying about running by feel. I'm exhausted. So I don't really know if I feel like doing. Let's see what it is. 2 miles relaxed, 4 at threshold, 8 miles relaxed, another 4 at threshold. We'll give it a shot. So that would be 8 miles at 5:40. We did 10 miles at 5:30 the other day. The thing is, if 5:50s feel like my legs are about to fall off when I'm trying to hit that pace, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it, but we'll give it a shot, man. And then bang, this is our coffee for this morning. Funked. These guys sent this to me from the UK. This guy is awesome. Miller, he runs Funked Coffee. Give these guys a shot if you're based in the UK. One of the best coffees I've had this year. He's a runner. He got the 860 V14 off my recommendation. So if you're looking for some new coffee, check these guys out. I'll brush my teeth, all that good stuff. Get some coffee going. Yeah, it was 4:30 a.m. wake up or no long run this week. So we're up. Currency said this is not the Ghost. Brothers are doing door dashes in those. The Phantom of the Opera costs a lot more. That's a savage bar. If you're doing door dashes in a Ghost Rolls Royce, you must be down bad. Anyway, this is our tunes for the morning. DJ Fresh and Currency mixtape, Complete Flames. Currency drops a lot of music. This is why I love him. He's one of the guys who inspires me to just go out there, drop consistent heat. Shout out Currency. This mixtape is really good, though. The Tonight Show, the sequel. If you need some chill morning vibes, some good morning motivation, after you watch your daily running YouTube video on this channel, go ahead, throw on the Tonight Show by Currency. Shout out Currency. He's the definition of putting in work. Also, there's a Larry June feature. You know we love that. All right, so this is the breakfast for this morning. 2 pieces, the homemade bread with peanut butter. We got the Funked coffee, absolute flames. I did a little taste test of this the other day. It's the strawberry jam. So good. A little one sip, everybody knows rules. Strawberries and banoffee, super good. And then I'm going to do a Morton 160 just for some extra carbs before we go out there. And this carb drink, it's not just for run performance. Doing a carb drink also helps me. I require 4,000 calories a day, close to that, maybe 3,500 now, but last time I got checked it was 4,000. So doing this makes it so that I'm getting a little bit extra nutrition, fuel out there, so that after the run I'm not completely spent, because I could get through a run without gels. The recovery is so much easier when I properly fuel. So fueling isn't just for the run performance, it's for life. You gotta fuel for life. I'm not trying to be driving in the mountains in the Jeep. By the way, Charlie gave me permission. she authorized the Jeep. So we're taking my Jeep with the whole family, the 3 kids in the back. I have no idea how it's going to go, but I'm not trying to be driving the Jeep there looking like a Snickers commercial because I'm underfueled. Don't clown yourself, bro. Do a carb drink, do the gels. Don't be a hero. Don't be a hero. All right. See you guys in a bit. Finish breakfast. Then we'll get ready and then we can hit the road. We're going to be snappy this morning. Snappy. That was a bad snap. Bang. All right, food update. Almost done with the breakfast. Music update. We had to switch to G Herbo. The new Swerve, Big Swerve album came out. So we're bumping this. Straight flames so far. 3 songs in. Spitting bars, as they say, man. This is absolute heat. The currency is good to set the mood. You set the vibes with the currency, and then you pop out with the G Herbo. Bang. Like a little threshold tempo right there. Let's go. All right, breakfast is done. About to mix up this Morton and about to trade in the Wrangler for a Hellcat after listening to this G Herbo, man. That's that. I'm about to trade in Charlie's mom wagon. Get a Trackhawk. Bang. Now, my guy Nick Santos on the Supple app asked on the music channel, does rap ever get you too fired up? He said every time he listens to rap after the workout, he feels like it's him versus the world. Sometimes it really is you versus the world, man. Throw some G Herbo on. If you're about to rip a threshold, just get in that zone. Sometimes you have to get in that demon time zone. Let's go. All right, so it's 5:54. I just went to drop my second water bottle off down at the street, and it is pitch black outside still. The Little Dipper was absolutely putting in work. And that's the great thing about living out here in the burbs. We can see all of the constellations. These other boys, they got the underdeveloped aerobic system. Living in a tightly packed urban area with light pollution, they don't even know what Pax Britonica constellation is. That was just a random name, but yeah, it's dark out there. I'm not trying to be running 540 pace threshold in the pitch black, but I also am on a little bit of a time crunch. So I think I'm going to modify this workout. Just get out there, start running until it's light, and then we'll start the threshold miles. So let's go do this thing. We are headlamped up, ready to go. Luckily, I do not need to run with a headlamp very often. That's one of the benefits of working from home. I don't have a commute into the office, so that saves an hour and a half in the morning, where if I were needing to get into the office by 9 a.m., I would probably have to wake up earlier and run in the dark. But I don't run in the dark very often, so we're going to get some miles in the dark in the Deviate Elite 3 here, but lacing it up, quick fit and feel. It's a comfortable fit. The upper it's not necessarily narrow, but a little bit low volume. I didn't do any fit and feel breakdowns of those shoes last night, but Cielo X1 fits true to size. All those shoes that I pulled out last night fit true to size, and I think it would be hard for me to pull any of the race shoes or any shoe onto a favorites list if they didn't fit well. So this fits decently well. It does have a weird feeling with the heel foam in the back where it cuts out really aggressively, which is just kind of an odd feeling. It feels like there's not enough foam under my heel for standing. It's not a standing shoe, it's a running shoe. But yeah, we were watching the Chiefs last night, right? And I was remembering because with Chiefs, the running back, Pacheco, people always make there's a meme about him. Just a bunch of different jokes. If he runs like a toddler trying on shoes, he runs like he's mad at the ground, etc. That's how I was running in the Deviate Nitro Elite 3 on the first run. I had to run like I was mad at the ground to get anything out of this shoe. So we will see if that is still the case this morning. It was firm and just solid. This thing was a solid thick boy. And man, I can hear Mint Hill coming alive out there. We got some modified Mustangs revving. Can you hear the cicadas? Yeah, 51 is popping off out there. All right, let's get these miles in. I'll see you guys in a bit. Oh gosh, bugs. All right, you guys probably can't see anything because it's pitch black, but I just wanted to say this already feels softer and bouncier than the first run. So this foam probably needs some break-in. It's that aliphatic TPU. I always forget aliphatic TPU. See you in a bit. That's crazy, man. School bus pulling up in the complete pitch black. That's wild. Dude, the moths are attacking me. The moths are literally attacking me. I'm gonna go no headlamp. And now I can't see. Would I rather get attacked by moths or trip? This is why I don't run in the dark, man. Shout out to everyone who runs in the dark. That's another level. All right, mile 3, still pretty dark, but I've been cruising at a 7 flat pace, and the shoe feels great. Soft, bouncy, and comfortable. All right, mile 4, we finally have some light, and man, this shoe is awesome. It feels like a combination of the Endorphin Pro 4 and the Endorphin Elite, right in the middle of the two. A little firmer than the Pro 4 with more pep, and the people were telling me it reminds them of the Pro 3. It really does. I think it just took some time to break in and soften up. So that first run out here like Pacheco made this a lot more enjoyable this morning. So we got the cars out here now. It's light enough now to attempt some threshold, so I'm gonna probably jog it out to mile 6, and then once we get to mile 6, start the threshold. All right, that was mile 5. I'm starting the kick here. See you on the other side. It's not pain, it's greatness washing over you. I don't even know what to say. We're on complete beast mode right now. Planting the seeds all spring, all summer, and we're harvesting right now. It's not even gonna be called the Chicago Marathon anymore. It's gonna be the Chicago Harvest Festival. We're gonna be digging up some big fat gourds, some juicy apples, some sweet corn. Man, little boys with the underdeveloped aerobic system worried about difference between VO2 max and threshold pace. That's the difference on this side. We just put in the work, 365,
And now we're out here rolling. So yeah, that was a 5-mile warm-up. Into 4 at threshold. We went 5:44, 5:49, 5:39, 5:35. Rolling, harvesting. The cooler temps in the work that we put in all year, it's coming, man. And if you guys have been rocking with the channel, you have seen the consistency, the struggles, pushing myself to the brink. Dang near can barely talk after some 10-mile runs in 100-degree heat. And now our body is spry, limber, and popping in the fall. I love it. I love it. So we have 5 miles here of nice relaxed running. And when I get to mile 14, we're gonna do another set of 4 at threshold pace. This shoe is good, man. I still don't know if it has that little last gear of the Cloud Boom and the Alpha Fly, but man, this is up there for sure. This is up there for sure. This is a good shoe. I'm glad we brought it out this morning. Don't sleep on the Puma. Lima beans, red peppers, acorn squash, kabocha squash, beefsteak tomatoes, traditional American pumpkins, non-traditional American pumpkins, all varietals of pumpkins. Harvesting. At mile 13, Banafi time. Oh no, we don't even have the Banafi. We have the caramel latte. Okay. All right, 4 more miles at threshold. Let's do it. Will to win. Will to win. Will to win. I saw a 5:54 on the second mile of that set. Dang near made me sick. And I guarantee you, nobody in the world kicked harder or is going to kick harder today than I did on those last 2 miles. So we went 5:49, 5:54, completely unacceptable. That's called lack of focus. 5:40 and then 5:30, trying to break the dang carbon plate in the shoe on that last mile. Hit it so hard, it's gonna be coughing up blood all day. 5:54, that was disrespectful, disgraceful, disgusting. And we're out here putting in the work. in the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3. I don't want to say the B word because I don't want to have people breaking out their Chase Sapphire Reserve, justifying it by saying they're racking up points to go on a vacation. But this might be a Fire Flames banger. It might be. It might be. Woo! That was a good workout, man. So we have 2 miles of cool down. We're just about 2 hours in. I'll see you guys back up at the crib. Hold on, man. One more thing before we get back. I was out here saying will to win. Will to win. What does that mean? We gotta will ourselves to win. I kept thinking this morning about Quincy Hall, 400 meter Olympic champion. The pain on his face as he was turning that corner and just willed himself to win. He was at the Chiefs game last night because he's from Kansas City. They had him out there. He was flashing the grills in that big old Chiefs jersey with the gold chain and a medal on, flexing on him because he willed himself to win over that British bloke, Matthew Brixton Johnson, or whatever his name was. Everybody can want it. This is what I'm saying. Everybody can want it. Everybody wants it. Everybody wants to be great. Everybody wants to be fast. Everybody wants to be successful. It's not about wanting it, it's about getting it. That's what will to win means. It's not wanting to win. That's what this means, man. Fit we a we. Path is made with power, brute force. We gotta will ourselves to go and get it. 5:54. Ugh. I was telling myself I am not gonna be sitting at the cabin in the mountains later looking at my splits for these last 2 miles thinking, man, I have 2 days of rest up here in the beautiful Pisgah forest. I wish I just gave a little bit extra on those last 2. Nah, baby, we earned this rest. We earned the beautiful mountain views. And that's the difference between us and them. Everybody wants it, but we go out and we get it. I already told you, man, like slugs down in the dirt on the streets, sliding through, leaving them wet from the tears, blood, and sweat.
Weigh it up, break it down, unapplaud, shake it down. How many fresh as hell left the feds watching? 20 miles, average 6:42 pace. Really? Really? I guess that's what happens when you run a lot of 5-minute miles. It averages to 6. 2 hours and 14 minutes. It's crazy because I did so many disgusting long runs. That's what I call anything over 2.5 hours. That's a disgusting long run. Because I've done so many 22, 23 milers, I've run, 6 marathons now this year. These 20 milers at a fast clip feel so short. That run felt so short. And because I've now bumped up my midweek, my longest run in the middle of the week to, 15 to 17 miles? That almost takes 2 hours. So if I'm going hour 40, hour 50 midweek, a 2 hour, 15-minute long run on the weekends, I guess today's Friday, but it just feels so short. Hey man, doing the long run on Friday, what time is it? 8:26 a.m. Friday, and I am done with my long run. That's a beautiful thing, man. Shout out Rebecca Black, putting in work. Very rare Friday long run. Thank you, Base God. Out here with the 2013 references. Bang! High School Musical, Zach and Cody. Shout out to all my younger millennials putting in work. This is gonna, dude, the Moth Gang is really out here trying to take us down. Oh, there's Moth Gang, and then there's, it's like inchworms or something. They're these pockets of little white eggs. If anybody knows what these are, please let me know. They're all over my carport. It's out here.
They're these little white eggs and they explode into these tiny black worms. It's absolutely repulsive. But man, we got 20 miles in the Deviate Nitro Elite 3. Gotta make sure we're looking crispy. That's looking pretty crispy. It kind of looks like, what do they call him? Kris Kringle, St. Nicholas? This looks like something St. Nicholas might wear. Puma better make this in a Christmas colorway. If there's ever a Christmas shoe, I think it looks like an elf shoe. This might be the Elf 35,000. They gotta make this with a dark green, the British racing green, and then a maroon, a classy Christmas colorway. Or maybe even, look at this. You see the pattern here? They could make this in a tartan pattern, or maybe a Scotch plaid. Don't say nitro, say bang. And then right here you could say holiday season or something. But this looks like a Christmas shoe. Where am I even going with this? What I was gonna say is some of you guys know me better than I know myself. Our friend Maya, she told me when I first got the shoe, and even before I got the shoe, and for some reason she tests every shoe before I do. But she said, she left a comment, she's like, dude, you're gonna love the Deviate Nitro Elite 3. Then I did the first run review and I said, this is kind of meh, it's a tier V shoe. And she said, man, I'm surprised. And then Chaz, I told you, he said this thing is gonna break in. And a lot of you guys were saying, I'm surprised you don't like this shoe. Well, I do like this shoe now. You guys know me better than I know myself. This needs some break-ins. That is my key takeaway from this morning's run. This Nitro Elite foam, it needs some break-in. I actually gave away the other Puma race shoe, the Puma Fast Star Nitro 2, because I hated it so much. I gave it away after 10 miles. Now I'm a little bit sad that I did that because I had 10 miles on this shoe and also didn't like it that much. And then after those 10 miles this morning, it was awesome. So my guy Sam Rice, who I gave the Deviate or the Fast Star Nitro Elite 2 to, hopefully you like it because it's pretty broken in for you. So he's actually who sent me the Prime X Strung 2. So we did a little trade. But let's keep it brief here. A little wrap up on the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3. This is a great shoe. Where it would fit in with that lineup that we did last night would be a little bit more aggressive than the Cielo X1 and Gara. It's almost like a slightly firmer Gara. It has a lot of the elements that I loved about the Gara. I might even like this a little bit more at a lower price point. So if you've been searching for the Gara but just can't pull the trigger because of that $300 price point, and we did have a code on the Supwell app that brought it down to $250, but if that just seems a little bit too expensive for you, and we got the buzzsaws going in the background, we're professionals, we're just gonna keep rolling through it. If the $300 was too expensive for you, or if you don't like the idea of a super soft shoe, you might like the Deviate Nitro Elite 3 here. So on the first run, it was stiff, it was firm, it felt like I needed to really pound it into the pavement to get something out of it. And first few steps here in the pitch black, getting attacked by moths, it was a totally different ride. It was transformed. That's why we put the miles in these shoes on this channel. It's also why we need to hydrate. That's also why I don't do full reviews with 18 miles on a shoe. And I put them through the paces and I do all these tests before I issue the verdict, or at least my verdict. This is a shoe that's gonna require some break-in. For me, it was 10 miles. For you, it might be longer because those 10 miles for me were at a 550 something pace. That's a lot of pounding. That's 1 hour of just complete pounding the shoe. So it might take you 2 or 3 hours of using the shoe to get as much break-in, especially if you're a lighter runner. But this foam is a lot softer, but it's not gonna bottom out. So it's softer than it was out of the box, but it's still not gonna bottom out. It has a really smooth ride. The rocker, it doesn't look the most aggressive, but it does pop me right along. It reminds me a lot of, and look at this. So look at this, it's not the stiffest shoe out there. It does have some flex to it, and so it reminds me a lot of the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. Other people said that as well, and you guys are 100% right. The way that this foam is tuned, not the softest, not the firmest, they softened up the foam in the Endorphin Pro 4 to make room for the Endorphin Elite, but this is not as firm and harsh as the Endorphin Elite. It's also not as firm and chunky as the Adios Pro 3. So if you like the Adios Pro 3, but want something a little bit more aggressive, a little bit lighter weight, nimbler, that would be this shoe. The other thing about this shoe is the grip. So it has that Puma grip, and it's bone dry out here today, so we're not gonna we're not gonna do any testing, but I just know that this grip is awesome from every other Puma shoe that I've tried. So it's gonna be a great wet weather shoe, a nice versatile ride. It felt awesome at even 8:30 pace cooling down here. And as I was cranking it up, let's throw the run up here. As I was cranking it up, so the first set of threshold, I did a 5-mile warm up, went into 4 miles of threshold, did 5 miles of relaxed and another 4 miles of threshold. As I was cranking it up, it felt so natural at that 5:50 to 5:30 pace for me. It was just dialed in. It had every gear. So with some shoes like the Gara and like a lot of the training shoes, I feel that they don't have that extra gear for me when I'm trying to get down to 5:40, 5:30, really crank it. This had that gear. It felt super smooth for the warm up. It felt soft, bouncy, and comfortable. And then when I wanted to get down to 5:40, 5:30, I was able to with no problem. So still not as aggressive and doesn't feel like it has that little extra 5% pop of the Alpha Fly and the Cloud Boom Strike. But man, it is up there. There is no weirdness at all. And that's the difference with the Cloud Boom Strike and the Alpha Fly and the Endorphin Elite. Those 3 shoes, the fastest shoes that I've tried this year. Endorphin Elite, the weirdness of that shoe is the super aggressive rocker and the curve and the harshness does not feel good at slower paces. The weirdness of the Cloud Boom Strike, the upper is a little bit finicky and overall the fit was just a touch off in the upper, but the midsole is dialed in. But there was a little bit of weirdness with that shoe. The laces coming untied, and I've switched out the laces now. But again, those are the types of things that make me second guess. And I've also not tried it in the wet weather. Endorphin Elite is also horrible in the wet weather. And the Alpha Fly 3, the weirdness there is just that crunchy mechanical feeling of the pods and that feeling that I have to be running fast, that vibe of that shoe. This doesn't have it. It's fast, but it's not as aggressive. It's not aggressive at all, actually. I think I could almost use this as a daily trainer. That was the vibe of it today. I could use it as a daily trainer. So Puma's got another hit on their hands here. It's going to take 10 to 25 miles, maybe 30 miles to break in, but this is a great shoe now that it's broken in. I will definitely be reaching for it for at least one more workout before the Chicago block, but it could go fast, it could go slow. Super comfortable. It has the pep, it has the comfort. I'm a huge fan. So we now have 30 miles on this guy. Puma, fast. Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3. Another great 20 miler in the books. And let's break down this workout real quick. So, man, I was telling you guys, let me get, dude, those weird bugs, man. So yeah, I've been preaching this all week, running workouts by feel. And that's what we did today. And what that means is if we're not feeling the message, if we're not feeling going out there and slaughtering some pace, not to do it. I wasn't quite sure because we got, let's see how much sleep we got last night actually. Probably 5 something. Yeah, we got 5 hours 24 of sleep, but we're averaging 7:14 over the past 7 days. 5:24 last night, 7:17 the night before, 8:03 the night before. So those last 2 nights, the 2 previous nights, I found for me those are the most important. So I was able to get away with watching the first half of the game last night and then rolling into this workout, still waking up at that 4:30 a.m. to keep the commitment, still sleeping in the same stuff that I said I was going to commit to, sleeping in the same outfit with the purple shirt to keep the commitment, but not putting the pressure. And I think this is the key thing, not putting the pressure on ourselves to hit certain paces or to execute the workouts every time. And that doesn't mean this is the thing that I think gets conflated. Not putting pressure on ourselves or running workouts by feel, that doesn't mean we just take it easy and we're out here just micro-dosing and sipping on kombucha. Shout out kombucha. No, it means we're in tune with our bodies to know. I feel like I'm micro-dosing, bro. I thought there was someone walking right there. That's probably just the Torque caramel latte. Got me tweaking out. Yeah, running the workouts by feel, not putting the pressure on ourselves to force ourselves to run fast, to push ourselves to get injured. And that's the key thing, right? I ran 10 miles at a 5:30 pace 2 days ago. So I only had 1 day of rest because I did that workout on Wednesday and I had to do this long run today, Friday. So with that 1 day of rest, I was able today. That's a funky car. I like that car, the Element. The Honda's got to bring it back. They should bring the Element back as the Defender, Wrangler, Bronco, 4Runner, Land Cruiser competitor, because Honda doesn't have one. That would be pretty sick. Honda Element and just make it complete flames. 1 day of rest, but this is the compound effect of increasing the volume over a period of years so that we can turn around now, and the recovery is awesome. My body's ability to recover right now is really good, and that's because of sleep, that's because of the food, that's because I stay on top of getting the calories. Shout out to the nachos from last night. I completely smashed probably 75% of that plate right there. But yeah, staying on top of the calories, staying on top of the sleep, staying on top of the hydration, making sure that we're recovering. And I said this the other day, I don't drink alcohol. I have nothing against alcohol, but I want to make sure I can get as many miles in as possible and recover. And so things like messing with our sleep, not recovering, putting any extra stress on our body, that can make it harder to bounce back. So that's why I was able to come out here and execute well. We have been absolutely rolling, and it is so nice to see that the hard work I've put in through this year is starting to pay off. All of those grinding miles. And if you guys, I had someone on the Supwell app tell me, man, my guy Will Heller from Florida, he said he's been grinding and still in the 90s down there. Bro, if you have been putting in the work throughout the summer, you are gonna be flying once these temps start to drop. This happened for me last year too. I was out here training for a 1:19 half marathon, crushing the hills at a 6 flat pace. I would do these half marathon pace tempos at around a 6 flat, probably 4. I started 4 miles, working up to 7 or 8 miles at that pace. And man, now I can do 14-mile tempos at that pace. But what I'm saying is last year when the temperatures dropped, completely flying because we were putting in the work in the heat. So shout out to everyone getting their miles in this weekend. I'm actually glad that I did the long run on Friday, because now you guys can watch it before your long runs on Saturday and Sunday. We are still going to be cranking. We are still going to be rolling in the mountains. Stay tuned for some mountain views, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video. You putting in the work? Little boys with the underdeveloped aerobic system just rolling out of bed to type up a hateful comment. We got the whole squad out here getting better. Up your best. One more thing. Bang. Bang. Now that's a view, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's why you put in the little extra 7% on the last mile to enjoy the view. Your bedroom is fire? Charlie set this up. Thanks, Charles. And the recovery dinner with mountain views. Take a picture of yours. Fire. Yeah. Baby bear serving. Papa bear serving. What would you even call this? Crispy honey gnocchi? Crispy honey gnocchi with the crispy Brussels sprouts gnocchi with honey, vegan Parmesan, olive oil, salt and pepper. Yeah, lots of black pepper, and the apple sage field roast vegan sausage. Fire. Bang. The most relaxing view with the least relaxing sound.